Hello, fellow classmates, Dr. Spence, and the general audience. My name is Carlos Lopez, and today I will be providing a brief rhetorical analysis speech on the music video Same Love by Macklemore Ryan Lewis featuring Mary Lambert. After listening to my speech, the audience will see and understand the speaker's beliefs and values towards the LGBTQ rights, specifically on the topic of same-sex marriage. Now, according to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, marriage is the state of being united as a spouse in a consensual and contractual relationship recognized by law. Can you imagine you as an individual being discriminated and hate for just being who you are, and then later on told that legally you cannot marry the love of your life? In other words, marriage. This is something that the gay community has been experiencing over the past few years, where they're not able to express their love and, more importantly, even to get married legally under the law. So this music video shows the struggles that the LGBTQ community has experienced, and it shows us what love towards an individual is the same love that straight couples experience and of deserving approval of marriage in our society. I will be using elements of ethos, pathos, and logos to explain the speaker's viewpoints and persuasion for same-sex marriage. I will begin first with ethos. Now, ethos is the speaker's status, credibility, and authority. Now, Macklemore here is the speaker on the music video. So he shares with his connection, or personal connection, I should say, when he mentions in his early lyrics that he has a gay uncle. He also shares later on in News Outcast that he grew up in the Capitol Hill area of Seattle, Washington, which is actually the neighborhood area there. So he has that connection with the community and has interaction with. But also it's important to note that he added a special element to the song or to the music video, and that's Mary Lambert, who is an open lesbian singer-songwriter. I think it's important to note that her contribution to this music makes it more important to relate towards the song and the topic that we're discussing. We now move on to pathos. So pathos appeals to the emotions, trying to make the audience feel something out of the topic. So I believe that the entire music video is just basically pathos, right? We're shown from the beginning how a gay man is born and experiences that love at first from the parent, to growing up being a teenager and experiencing hate and discrimination for just for him being who he is, and then essentially he finds the love of his life. Eventually gets married to his spouse, and then we show at the end that he's on his deathbed with his spouse next to him on his side, with both hands together, with both of them showing the rings of marriage. So this is a very visual expression of pathos that we see here in the music video. It shows that love together with marriage is just right, and it's deserving, and it's the same that we all go through, right? But there are other elements and images that we see in the music video, for example, where the speaker expresses how hate that they experience to go through is the same hate that over the years have caused disasters and wars, right? We see an image of war bomb blasting. We see where people have marched and protested for their basic rights, which in this case we include marriage, right? The right to be married legally under the law. So those images are present in the music video, and it's obvious that we can see it, and it gives us that connection. More importantly, that compassion emotion, right? The images are there to have the audience show that compassion emotion, to see, look, this is what they've been going through, and there has to be something taking place, right? So this brings us to the logos, right? So logos is to appeal the audience's reason, building up a logical argument, right? So this is where we come straightforward, right? With what's going on, what are we trying to do here? And I think the logos is more present in the lyrics, right? Where pathos was in the images, logos is in the lyrics. There's a lot of examples that the speaker shares with us on his side of the argument, which is approval of same-sex marriage. I'm going to share with this, for example, and I quote from the music video, "I may not be the same, but that's not important. No freedom to we're equal. Damn right I support it," right? Excuse my language, but basically we're saying I support about this. And we showed this also when he himself is present on the music video on those two images where he's showing approval during the marriage celebration of the gay couple getting together. He's saying, I approve this. We may not be part of it in the community, but I approve of this. But I believe also that in logos we see it on the lyrics where he's expressing a call of action. Right? He in the lyrics he mentions in the lyrics where he says, "We press play, don't press pause. Progress march on." End quote. So here he's calling on the LGBT community to say, "Look, this has to be ongoing. This is not going to stop at this point." Right? He also mentions, and I quote, "And a certificate on paper isn't going to solve it all, but it's a damn good place to start." So right there, he's saying this is not the end. This is just the beginning. This is what we're fighting for, but keep in mind, it's not the end. So there is a strong attention to it. But there's one more thing he calls attention to, and that's attention to the non-members of the LGBT community, the people that are against same-sex marriage. And he uses a lot of common phrases like America the Brave and God loves all his children. So he's trying to grab that attention from the audience and saying, look, I see where you're coming with your argument about disapproving this, but also think about it logically. Does this make sense? If you are coming on a standpoint of religion or doctrines from religious institutions stating that this is not the right thing, why are you believing this, right? We believe in America the Brave, and this is mainly towards the fact that, America's brave because we know what's going on. We know it's a strong country. But when it comes to not knowing what it is, right, that fear that we don't know what does it mean to be an LGBT member, then we kind of just fight it, right? It's that fight against that right for humans to be married in our nation, in our society. So in conclusion, so I think saying love is just persuasive speech from the speaker on a musical side where he's saying, look, I support this and I believe everybody should. It's not just about discrimination. It's about basic human rights, the right for every human to marry that loved one, and that the government and the law should recognize it. And I think the bigger picture out of this is that it's all about love, right? Marriage is all about love. You're marrying the loved one, so the person that's going to be your companion for the rest of your life. Not accepting that or proving it, it's kind of depriving of their basic right to marriage, and it's just not right. It's just the same struggles that in the past we've had in our history, right? So it's important that we support this, and most importantly, support the LGBT community that even till today are experiencing that type of discrimination, more specifically towards the gay, trans, gender community and the drag queen that are being prohibited from doing the performances, which is protected by the Constitution. But again, it is a hot topic now in these states. Thankfully, now same-sex marriage is legal across the U.S., all the 50 states and its territories, thanks to the recent legislation approval of the Congress for Respect for Marriage Act that legalized and codified same-sex marriage and interracial marriage. So that's a good bonus to remember. It was recent. And I believe it brought to his point. But overall, it's all about that love, right? It's about that approval that, look, we love each other. We love our spouses. If we just strip away, as in quote in the song, whatever God you believe in, we come from the same one, strip away the fear underneath it all, it's the same love, right? It's the same quote again from the lyrics that he's saying, look, if we just take away all of this, love is just love, right? Again, love is love. It's all about what this music is about. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. And we look forward to talking to you soon. Bye.